How much time do you have? First of all, it disassociates you with the work you're going to do. So you're like drawing something for you, removes all the cobwebs in your mind. So it's like the way people exercise in the morning. So it's the same way you exercise in your mind and you to draw. I walk around in a sketchbooks all the time.
You never lost one?
I did once. It was devastating. I'm just pulling it there a bit.
I know you got picked to be here, right? Is that right?
Yeah. I was playing a game and then I got a message on WhatsApp and I thought it was a joke. And then I called the guy up, the representative, and they were like, yeah, you're going to Portugal. I was like, how? I'm even afraid I'm going to wake up and go like, oh crap, it's Monday. Yeah, but it's been amazing. It still is, yeah.
Okay, so let's just see something you have there. So you always mark the first page with
No, I do not. I actually usually leave the first page blank, and then maybe when I'm in between and I have the courage, then I add something on top. So here I just did like a version of my logo in graffiti. So just as an introduction.
Why don't you do that when it's new, when the sketchbook's new?
I feel like I'll spoil the book.
So let's see your sketchbooks. Sure. And what do you do with them?
All right. Even here I actually wrote what I was doing. So I was saying I'm going to do 30 minutes daily of sketches. So I go online, either on Pinterest or on Bodies in Motion, and then I try to do figure drawing. Like I just put a timer and then I just draw. Yeah, so if 30 minutes are up and then I close up and I get ready for work. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So more and more sketches. I started getting more bold with my lines. As you can see, there's less small drawings, more large drawings, and more details. So I started adding shadow and shading. And then I went to my biggest enemy, hands. I didn't know how to draw hands before then, so I just said I'll draw as many hands as possible. There's a project I did, the client was like, the proportions aren't right. And I couldn't answer them. I was like, okay, I can't really explain. So I just resolved to get better at it. And then if I get a similar job, then I want to be at that position. I always like challenging myself and getting to learn new stuff. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So hands, many hands. This was like the Nokia hand greeting thing. When I was in high school, I used to draw on envelopes for my friends in high school. So instead of just having a plain envelope, they'd get like this nicely decorated envelope to send to their girlfriends. And I think I made some marriages work. So after high school, I started doing murals with the same graffitis. But when I joined college, I had to stop it because our government, they refused people to draw graffiti on matatus, which was like my dream job. Matatus are like taxis, the large musical taxis where guys go to a town. So when that happened, I was like, okay, what next? Then I decided to get into digital art because I was like, this looks like the next thing. If it doesn't fall through, I'll go with IT or something in that line. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Transitioned from hands and then got to feet. So I drew a lot of feet. But the weird thing is, if you don't do it often, you kind of forget. So the times when I want to draw maybe a shoe and then I'm like, oh shoot, how does like that curve work? So I have to look at references again. And these are just notes.
Notes are important.
Notes are important, yeah. But they're like, because I usually also treat the sketchpad as my journal. So that's even why I'm very, very protective of it, because I'm like, you might read my business plan inside there. Yeah. Here I was doing expressions and faces and full body drawings. There's a book I got that had random photos of different towns in Kenya. So I was trying to use that as reference because I felt the Pinterest photos were nice, but they're not very local. So it was a bit hard to connect with.
Do you ever do that like on the street or something?
I am very afraid to do that at home.
Really?
Yeah, I feel like people will judge me, like when I'm sketching out, or they'll come and go like, who are you drawing? Yeah, because when I started out, I didn't really know how to draw people. like sketching people. So I was like, they might come and go like, that's not me. And I'm like, damn it. So I'd rather draw in my house without people. But I think now that I've met people who are doing that constantly, and I've been challenged to like open up a sketch group where we just go hang out in town and then draw. I think I'll take that up as a challenge. So I used to just take photos and then like try and sketch them. And then I started getting a little bit more stylized in terms of the sketches based on the studies I was doing. I try to do things very, very, very well. I think I just love excelling in whatever I put my head into. Because I usually feel like art is like a puzzle. So you're like putting things together. You're getting one skill here, another skill here, another skill here. And then eventually, I'm guessing in my head, everything will just work and I'm like, oh, I've done it. I hope that doesn't come soon because it's kind of going to be very boring after that. And then I was also trying to figure out, okay, so how can I draw more African faces and self-portraits at that point? And then more legs. It kind of seems like I just draw legs. And it kind of becomes like muscle memory, sort of, in a way. This is still the same year I was drawing so much in 2020. So this one, I'd gone to the local giraffe center and I was trying to sketch the giraffes. It was very hard because they kept moving, but I was taught a trick whereby you like memorize the giraffe and then draw later on. And this was a drawing, like a rehash of a drawing I did when I was a kid. It's supposed to be like an alien UFO landed on a plane in Africa. And as I look at it, I'm like, oh, there are so many things I can change. But yeah, so I try when I can to like redraw stuff I drew to see like what new things have you learned and what can you make it even better. At times it becomes a bit distracting, and then so what I do is maybe I go take a walk, or I just completely leave it and maybe play a game or watch a movie or do something completely out of it. But I'll still find myself thinking about it. I'm like, oh crap, I need to figure out how to draw that guy in 3D. So another sketch, I got some feedback yesterday on like fixing it, which is one of the awesome things I'm getting from THU.
You really love it?
I love to draw.
Since when did you first start?
I think ever since I was a kid. I used to get into trouble because this was my exercise book. Like the notes were like this, the whole book was supposed to be notes, but this was the notes were, and then everything is just drawing. But yeah, I was very happy to finish school. I was like, finally, freedom. Yeah, faces and expressions. And people find it weird because I have this not so expressive face. So,
neutral.
Yeah, neutral face. So when people see this, I'm like, where's the connection? So I try now portraying my work. So guys go like, oh, your work is very expressive. I'm like, yeah.
No cats.
Now we have cats. So this one, a client was asking if I could draw a children's book about cats. And I was like, give me a second. So I went home and drew as many cats as I could because after doing the exercise with doing the faces, I realized the more you draw something, the more you become familiar with it. So I was like, I'm just gonna draw cats. And I wish I knew I could have gotten an actual cat. It's much easier. And that's how I've learned so many things. Like many jobs I get, somebody goes like, can you do VFX? I'm like, yeah, I can do VFX. And then at night I'm on YouTube, how to do VFX or how to use how to use that. And I think that thrill kind of forces me to learn faster.
But you think you can do everything?
No. I think if you just set your mind into things, you can be able to achieve a lot. Yeah. You know the way they say a pen is mightier than the sword. It's like a passport or I think it's even stronger than money. Like it can open doors. It's like a key, actually. It can open doors and it can open opportunities. And the more you just keep drawing, the more you keep pushing, you'll get whatever you want. So here, I think, was studies about the ear. I did this colorful thing so that I can be able to draw it over and over and over again. I stopped drawing the same way I like when I saw cartoons on TV. I stopped drawing like that, but now I could draw my way.
Do you like to teach?
A lot. It's like somebody needs to get from here to here, and all they need to do is just push the Sharpie like that. And I'm like, if you can get there, you can be as awesome as you would like to be. Why not? And then when it usually gets to the last page, it's usually empty also. And a splodge of paint.
So cool. Yeah, let's see the other one.
Oh yeah, sure. So this is September, nearly the end of the year. And then there's storyboards. So I was supposed to fill this book with all these pictures, but I think it just got to there. And I started writing notes. More sketches. So I was trying to like do sketches out of prompts. Because I do a lot of illustration for books, for editorials. So the more practice I could get out of it, the better. There's a Saturday I just started drawing this. It has a name, this head model. So I started painting it. I realized that you can actually paint on this paper, so I was so happy. Yeah, I was just bored on a Saturday. I was like, let me just continue. Because I had done like the daily morning sketches, and I was like, let me just continue with it. I had to stop at some point to eat. Yeah. And it's like you're bringing images or ideas out of that into like reality. So it can have a superpower of living in 2 dimensions in a way. Yeah.
What inspires you?
I think everything around me, and also how best I can tell stories for the people who come to me, to maybe my clients. They're like, I want you to do this and this and this. So if I can be able to like hear you and be able to create an image that is exactly what you want, I'm so happy. Even gets, please don't record this. Even gets to a point I'm like, why are you paying me to do this? This is so fun, so much fun. And also games. If I feel like I don't have enough inspiration, I just go to games. And then I'm like, how did they create that background? How did they create those characters? Like, this is just, how can I get to that point where I can be able to create the same? The way I'm actually like breaking down shapes and breaking down elements in my sketches is I can be able to say, I'm going to create this scene, and I'm going to figure out that microphone, what kind of microphone it's going to be. That analysis and technical thing makes me excited, because it means that it can be used as part of a larger thing. So that dream of doing the game, it's kind of been solidified in a way. Or it's like you're being given like a charter. You're going to go like this and this and this to get there. I think too much. Yeah.
Now I'm going to challenge you to draw on our sketchbook.
I had a feeling that's coming up. Everybody's just quiet. Like, something is coming up.
Yeah. There's these 2 sketchbooks from our guests.
I think I'm just gonna draw. Yeah, maybe look at them after I've done.
Okay, so.
Okay.
So, as you draw a lot alone, are you used to just talk and draw?
Not really, but I can.
Of course you can. Like, it's a challenge now, so.
Yeah, I'm like, hey, let's do this. I also do photography as well. I like it because you kind of get to study light, and also I can use those photographs as a reference for like paintings and stuff.
You could do that with faces also, but are you too shy to take photos of people?
People usually don't like what they look like. So at times somebody's like, remove this pimple. I'm like, but you have it. So I just gave up on people.
Can you describe a bit of Kenya? Because I've never been there. I have no idea of it.
Oh. The weather is very similar to this. Like it's chilled out. People are friendly. We also have a lot of wildlife. You have to wait for a couple of cows to actually, like I'd say 300 cows to move across the road for you to go. but I feel like that kind of gives me a sense of uniqueness. Like I'm like, that's our thing. There's also a lot of forests, a lot of nature. And I think that's how I got into photography, because I was like, instead of just being in the office or in the house, I can actually just take a drive, like wake up one Saturday and then traverse through the country. The industry there, it's very new. So you're at the precipice of like anything that you learn, anything that you figure out, like it's new, it's novel. I like that.
You like to explore new territories.
A lot.
Yeah.
Like when I was coming here, I couldn't sleep. I was very tired, but I was like, I have to look out of the window. I'm like, oh my gosh, that's Egypt, that's Tunisia. I'm looking at the small map and I'm like, oh, this is so cool.
So you get bored really easily with the same things, like when it happens to...
Yeah, a lot. I think that's why like I work, like I have my own studio so that I can actually choose the projects I'm working on, because if I have to do the same thing over and over again, it's gonna be very hard. Like I find it interesting to like figure out how something is done, create a formula, and then look for something else. Like train someone to actually do it over and over again.
How did you come up with the idea of what you are drawing now?
It's coming to me as we talk. Because I'd started sketching this guy doing a camera thing, and then I'm like, there's a lot of empty space, so I need to fill it in. So I just started drawing people around him. I feel like that time you're doing an exam, and then the teacher's like, okay, pens down. I'm like, God damn it. Even I think with projects like commission projects, if I don't look at the deadline, I can stay there for months. Do you guys have enough battery?
No, we just leave it. The camera's on. You can stay here, and then we'll come back later.
Or like, maybe till the next THU. How many more minutes?
1 minute.
I was thinking of let me just do this page.
You don't look pressured.
Huh?
Like...
I finished actually. I'm cleaning up.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Let's see. Cool.
So, Kelvin, thank you for this.
I appreciate it. It was so much fun.
Thank you. It was really fun.
Awesome.